Hi and welcome, Martina here with a super fun and easy way to add color to your background dies or color in combination with your background dies. I am working with the Crafty Meraki Craft Around Mini Slimline die. This is one of my favorite background dies from Crafty Meraki. I have already cut the die and I've already cut a piece of cardstock in the same size as my die cut is. It's a regular, high quality but regular cardstock. I have then grabbed my summer break Lindy's Magical set and I decided to go with the Dip a Toe Teal, Beach Ball Blue and Nuneka's Purple Popsicle colors. As I am aiming for a more subtle and less color explosion look, I decided to already water the magicals down before I add them to my cardstock. You could for sure use a palette to already mix the colors, but I just went in and added some puddles of water onto my craft mat or my working surface, and then just added some of the powder and make sure that with my flat white brush, I just go into these puddles, make sure that the color powder is mixed well with the water before I drag the color onto my cardstock. I'm going with a striped pattern. I think you could choose whatever pattern your heart desires. It's just about adding colors to the paper. I was on the way cleaning my working surface, but then I thought, wait, I could use the leftover color to the base layer of my thanks die, which I will add to the card. And I just went in and mixed all the colors together and painted this piece of cardstock with my leftover paint. So I could also, I don't have any leftovers then, and I can be sure that my die cut piece or my centerpiece works well with the colors on the background. In the time when the watercolor stuff is drying, I'm starting to work on my thanks die. This is the thanks die by Crafty Meraki. It comes with a base layer, then it has this top layer with the font, and it also has a shadow layer. As usual, when I work on cards, I like to double or triple the cardstock layers just to add some more dimension. And as usual, I am working with my Burley Arts glue. I absolutely love the fine tip for delicate and intricate things like this. And I think it's a very easy technique. Just add the glue, double it up, and I'm using just my fingertips to make sure that the dies line up well. As soon as this is done, I can start working on adding the special something onto my focal point, and I decided that this will be heat embossing for this case. I have put the die cut into my Wow Embossing Powder ink pad, and I'm then covering the whole piece in Wow Powdered Snow. This is a clear, sparkly, but it has a cooler tone on the sparkle, so it's like greenish, which will match very well with the colors I've chosen for the background. I am then placing my die cut piece with the embossing powder on my wood panel, and I'm then making sure that I melt each and every piece of the embossing powder so it sticks very well on the die cut piece. I hope you can see the shimmer. I absolutely love it. And then it's almost the beginning of the final steps. I am gluing the focal point, well, the thanks scripty part onto the background of the die, making sure that it is as centered as possible. I'm just eyeballing it. I've been thinking it might have worked better if I added the shadow layer first, because I then decided to add the shadow layer too. So this would be a big help to get it more centered. But this is just once more the proof that I am not really planning on what I'm doing, and that just these small mistakes, they happen in every craft room. In the meantime, I am gluing my background die cut on my colored cardstock piece. I make sure that I have as much glue as possible on my background die, and I am then using my square ruler to add pressure to the whole piece at the same time, so I end up with a very flat, smooth and well sticking result. Whilst I am now gluing down that famous shadow layer, I am already starting to decide if I like the thanks in the middle of the card or on the bottom right corner, if I should probably use the card in the horizontal or in the vertical way. These are usually things I am working on in the back of my head whilst I am doing things like this. And you can see I'm shifting it around and trying different ways and angles, and at the end I decided that it just needs to be placed in the middle of the card where I just liked it best. I'm then using again the Brilliance glue, making sure I place the word in the center, and as soon as I have placed it down, I'm just adding my paperweight, making sure it sticks very nice and well. And then the final step is, as usual with Crafty Meraki, the sparkly bits. And as usual, she has such an amazing range of colors you can choose from that I always have a hard time to decide which color I'm going for. But this time I'm using the Meraki sparkles in Prismatic green, which just matched very well to the colors I had on the background. And I'm, as usual, just placing some of these things down, my random throwing method, and then just making sure that I glue some of them down. And this is my final card. You can see a subtle shimmer in the background. You have another shimmer in the thanks, and you have the shimmer of the sparkles, which I absolutely love. I hope you liked my process. I hope you liked the video, and I hope we see us soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.